Hello everyone, you are on Top 5 video channel. What is the most important part of an airplane? As practice shows, this is speed. It is more distinguished by combat fighters and experimental spacecraft. And today we will tell you about the 10 fastest planes in our entire history. A fighter with a maximum speed of 2,876 km per hour. The aircraft was developed during the Soviet period. In subsequent years, the Su-27 was repeatedly modernized and improved. Has 2 jet engines. For the first time, a fly-by-wire control system was used on a Soviet-made military aircraft. The combat vehicle was created to confront the new American F-15 fighter that appeared at that time. The Su-27 has powerful firearms, 10 missiles for air combat at medium and short distances. The aircraft turned out to be really cool and high quality, which allows it to remain in the combat formation of the Russian Air Force. The modifications made the aircraft a dangerous contender for any combat aircraft of other countries. The speed of the F-111 can reach 3,060 km per hour. The 9th number on the list of the fastest aircraft was not a fighter, but a bomber designed to perform tactical missions. The bomber was in operation until the end of the 90s. To carry out its combat missions, the aircraft is capable of carrying 14 tons of bombs, including nuclear ammunition. The main armament also includes a cannon, 9 missiles. This model is classified as a pioneer in aircraft construction, since the F-111 was first mass-produced with variable sweep wings, which gave it many advantages, including high-speed ones. The maximum speed of the F-15 aircraft can reach 3,065 km per hour. An all-weather American fighter that made its first takeoff in the mid-70s of the last century. Their production continues to this day. Thanks to the modernization of the F-15, the fighter belongs to the 4th generation. The machine is equipped with 2 powerful engines. This aircraft is very popular with America's allies. 1,200 aircraft have been delivered to these countries. The fighter has powerful standard armament, typical for aircraft of this class. There is the possibility of suspension of additional tanks and bombs. The powerful standard armament allowed the aircraft to win more than 100 victorious battles in flight. The device picks up a speed of 3,463 km per hour, thanks to 2 powerful engines. The MiG-31 can fly at supersonic speeds at various altitudes. During development, the machine was equipped with innovative, at that time, radar systems. For fighters can successfully cover the 900 km section. These aircraft were produced until the mid-90s. There is no exact data on the number of cars produced. Presumably, over the entire production period, about 500 cars were produced. In an hour, this unit is capable of covering 3,672 kilometers. The Cold War served as a good stimulus for the development of technical progress and the birth of unique design ideas. One of its incarnations was the XB-70 aircraft. The mass of the vehicle was 240 tons. Acceleration to record speeds was possible thanks to 6 powerful engines. The high speed of the XB-70 Valkyrie bomber was necessary to break away from the Soviet interceptor aircraft. The aircraft's fuel supply allowed it to penetrate deep into the territory of the Soviet Union and return without additional refueling. The plane is at a speed of 3,911 km per hour. Without experimental research and development, it would have been impossible to increase speed. For these purposes, the Americans created this aircraft. The Bell X-2 Starbuster was used to test and study the operating conditions of the machine at peak speeds. Research began in 1954, but was phased out after a couple of years. The pilot of the plane made a mistake that led to the loss of the car. Nevertheless, the speed achieved during that period remains one of the highest to date. The aircraft is capable of flying at a speed of 3,916 km per hour. Any military aircraft is created to solve specific tasks and counter enemy aircraft. This is how the MiG-25 appeared, created to combat American reconnaissance aircraft, specifically with the State Route 71. The uniqueness of the MiG-25 lies in the fact that it can hit air targets at an altitude of 25 km at high speed. The aircraft took part in several armed conflicts and was distinguished by high combat performance. Over the years of production, 1,100 aircraft were produced, some of which are still in service in a number of countries. The YF-12 has a top speed of 4,100 km per hour. This aircraft is one of the 3 leaders in the aviation industry, the speed of which exceeds 4,000 km per hour. The model became the prototype of the more famous American high-speed aircraft, which will be discussed below. The aircraft test program was short-lived, which did not prevent the aircraft from receiving several titles. Its speed is 4,102 km per hour. This is exactly the aircraft of which the owner of the 3rd place in the ranking of the most aircraft became the prototype. Initially, the State Route 71 Blackbird was actively used by the military for reconnaissance flights over the territory of the Soviet Union and its allies. Due to its speed, the car easily broke away from pursuers and missiles. In fact, the stealth technology was first used on it. Later space explorers became interested in the plane. The plane used a special type of fuel, which could only be refueled in the air. A total of 32 aircraft were produced. The limiting speed defies the human imagination and is Mach 6, 7 or 8,200 km per hour. The aircraft was used for research purposes, where the behavior of mechanisms at hypersonic speeds was studied. The flight altitude reaches 107 km, which is equivalent to suborbital space flights.